Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to continue doing my reviews of the James Bond movie series. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1989 film License to Kill, starring Timothy Dalton as James Bond. It also stars Carey Lowell as, the girl in this one. There was another actress in there. It was also pretty hot as well. This movie is, of course, the first Bond. This one was really the first Bond film. It was based on the original story. All the other films were based either on short stories or the actual novels that Ian Fleming wrote. Excuse me. But for License to Kill, they did take. It should be perfectly honest that part of the plot of License to Kill they took from the Bond novel Live and Let Die, which they changed the plot for the movie. But for License to Kill, the part they actually got from Live and Let Die was when Felix Leiter was maimed by the villain in this film. It was played by Robert Davi. It was played as this Colombian drug dealer that Felix Leiter was trying to capture, and which he does. And of course, the Robert Davi's character escapes and tries to get even with Leiter, and he has him half eaten up by a shark. He lost his leg, he almost lost an arm, and he was made. Unfortunately, after this movie, the Felix Leiter character was not used until, of course, the Dan Craig movies, when they hired a black actor to play the part of Felix Leiter, which is one of my pet peeves. Anyway. You never have Felix Leiter again until the Roger Craig films. But, of course, this one, of course, Bond, played by Timothy Dalton, would get revenge on the drug dealer. But what happened was that the drug, MI6 decided, hey, if you're going after this guy, it's a personal vendetta. They said, look, Felix saved my life so many times, he helped us out so many times. Right? He worked on us with various cases, movies, and other stories. Why don't we help him now? He said he helped us so many times. It's time for us to pay him back and to get this guy for him. And he says, well, if you do that, you won't go revoke your 00 license, which they did. But they always try to keep tabs on him, trying to control him because he has a rogue agent taking revenge on Robert Davi's character. And that's pretty much what the whole movie was. And this is a long movie for Bond to get revenge on Robert Davi. And he does get into Robert Davi's network, drug network. And of course, eventually, like what all villains happen to do in the Bond films, they find out that he's actually a secret agent from MI6, a British secret agent, and he has all these gadgets. Because how they really found out was they had these Koreans or South Koreans trying to bust into Robert Davi's network and try to take him down. And it was from the Cox Bureau from another country. I think it was either Korea or China or Japan or something. Trying to bust in. I think it was from Japan. Found out that, hey, this guy's an agent, and they informed him and said, hey, you're trying to bust this guy, you're rooting for us for your secret, your revenge. They said, look, I got more stuff on him than you, on Robert Davi than you do. And he says, we don't care, we're going to take you out before you ruin our plans. But then Robert Davi turns the tables on all of them, gets rid of the Japanese agents, and kept Bond around, even though he knew who Bond was, eventually knew who he was. And then you had Q helping him out with a scheme, and you had Carey Lowell, who was a DEA agent. And this was like years before she started on Law and Order, because when she started on Law and Order, Carey Lowell, I didn't think she was that hot when she was on Law and Order. Because you see in these conservative lawyer suits and everything else, you didn't see her dressed up in these beautiful dresses and showing off her body. I mean, you really didn't see it in Law and Order. You saw it in this movie, and you see, God, she was gorgeous in this movie. No question. She was smoking hot. and I didn't think she was that hot. And now I think she's hot. And by being in this James Bond movie, and of course he also had Robert Davi's girlfriend, who was played by I forgot the name of the actress who played her, but she was also hot, and she also had a thing for Bond. So you had two beautiful women who had the hots for James Bond. And of course, Candy Lowe does win in the end of the movie. The duel between the two Bond girls. And the funny thing is that neither one of them gets killed, because usually one of the Bond girls gets killed in this movie, on a story like this, but it didn't happen. But Robert Davi's girlfriend does get ripped by Robert Davi because he caught her with another guy, and so Robert Davi beat her up, but she lived. And Carrie Lowe, I thought she was going to get killed a couple of times, especially when she plane was about to crash, which was pilot was flying the plane, and the plane crashes, and she lives through that. But of course, you had a big battle scene, a big fight scene between Robert Davi and James Bond, or Timothy Dalton as James Bond, and you had them fighting on a truck. And of course, that's what happens. Robert Davi gets killed. He wins at the end of the movie, and of course, at the end of the film, all is forgiven, and Bond comes back to MI6 at the end of the film, and finds out that Felix Leiter is going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Eventually, even though he lost a leg, he almost lost an arm, but the problem is that on the day that this happened, when Felix Leiter gets attacked, it was on his wedding day. So he gets married, and they killed his wife. Robert Davi's goons, they killed his wife, and they maimed him. And so, pretty much the rest of the movie, from then on, we think about, this is an over 2-hour film, with James Bond going after Robert Davi's character, so Sanchez. Sanchez is his character's name, for the rest of the film. But it was a good Bond movie because it wasn't campy. It was very, very serious. Which, when Timothy Dalton took over the part, and this was his second and last film as James Bond, he played more of a serious take on the role, which I think, is pretty good. I mean, did have a couple of good lines, or funny lines, but most of the part just played it straight, played it serious. And I think most people didn't like the fact that the Bond movies were too serious. And then when 6 years later, when they rebooted the Bond, when they hired Pierce Brosnan for the Bond films, and they got rid of Timothy Dalton, they hired the first choice at this time, it was Pierce Brosnan. Those movies were kind of campy, and I did review a couple of those movies already with Pierce Brosnan, and it was just more and more over-the-top stunts and over-the-top campiness. But not with the Timothy Dalton films. They're very, very serious films, very different tone, and it's, refreshing change a little bit. Because you like to have a serious spy thriller for once. And of course, Timothy Dalton did that. And unfortunately, I wish he would stay on them longer, but they had 6 years before they had another Bond film. This is a shame. But this is my review of, to continue, I think Timothy Dalton should have gotten at least more than 2 films as James Bond. But, I thought that Timothy Dalton did a very, very good job as James Bond, especially in this one. This is my review of License to Kill. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel on RallyC.com. It's all WDY.C.com. The homepage of Rally Reviewer Christy Moore. And please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.